may be cliche, but it's true. Home is where the heart is. And for some of the country's most prominent families, New Manila is where some of their fondest memories of growing up reside. I'm Stephanie Zubiri. Join me in reminiscing the yesteryears in one of the expansive family compounds in New Manila. In the early 1920s, when Doña Magdalena Hemedy first purchased the more than 1,000 acres of property that we now know as New Manila, she packaged the big cuts of land into prime residential spots for the rich and famous.
You had properties of a size that was 1,000 to 2,000 plus square meters, or half an acre to an acre.
Wow.
Yes,
quite large.
Quite
yes,
large.
Yeah.
And you didn't have the opportunity for these sizes in Manila anymore.
Because more than one sizable house could fit in a residential lot, the concept of family compounds arose. And one such family that settled in New Manila was that of late senator and accomplished playwright Francisco Soc Rodrigo. His son, Francisco King Rodrigo, a former consul general in the US, an international lawyer who recently tied the knot with multi-awarded actress Boots Anson Rodrigo, fondly recalls a time when his family first moved to New Manila.
My parents built this house in 1954. That is the year my dad became a senator. And the neighborhood then was very small. Of course, we had Senator Tañada right in front, Justice Palma here, Senator Ledesma on 8th Street, Senator Roy on 9th Street. I think this is the first-class subdivision which was not gated at the time, right? If you notice, up to now, it's an open subdivision. And yet the community is safe and there's peace and order here.
The house where King grew up is 1,000 square meters, roughly only a third of his family compound's total lot area. The sheer size of their estate was the perfect reason for his family to host parties at least once a month back in the day. Even today, the Rodrigo family compound thrives, with a total of 7 families that reside in its 4 houses.
In the compound, there are 4 generations now. My mother, my siblings, my nephews and nieces, my grandchildren, and the great-great-grandchildren of my.
According to architect Alcazaren, this type of setup is built on not only a strong family bond, but also practicality.
Family is always great to have beside you, and their economies of scale also. If you live together, then
Would they share the same staff in the household?
as you know, all the help would also recommend their own relatives, and so
Yes.
you get to have a history even with those who help you in the
Yes.
household, and everyone can be trusted, which is something that you don't have in a lot of modern developments today.
For the year-old wedded couple King and Boots, New Manila remains relevant in their lives, especially since they've decided to start their married life here. Are you still very happy to live here in New Manila?
Oh yes. I'm glad I came back from Alabang to here. It's more convenient. My office is at Ortigas Center, so it takes me 15 minutes.
Well, King and I live in New Manila now, about 5 minutes away from the compound. So it's, easy sailing back and forth here.
It's a very good neighborhood, I think. And as I said, it's the only, I think, wooded area in the entire Metro Manila.
Even in today's boom in high-rise living, New Manila remains to be the residence of choice among the new generation.
Many of the old houses, and these are big houses because the lot cuts are big, many of the old houses have been converted into townhouses or condominiums, mid-rise and high-rise.
That's what a lot of people look for, except now that the physical manifestations of neighborhoods are not horizontal anymore as in the old days. It's now vertical, and there's a lot to be said for vertical living. If the amenities in your development support all of this social life.
It actually can still feel very much like a community.
Yeah, definitely,
you know?
definitely.
It
The
just-
common areas and the recreational amenities, that's where you meet and greet. And a lot of developments have places for all of this socializing. That can bring back the flavor of the old estates that New Manila had.
The family compounds of New Manila are more than just a part of our nation's history. They are also living testaments to what I believe is one of our culture's most foundational aspects: strong family ties.
Every Sunday lunch we come here. It's not mandatory, but when you have nothing to do anyway, we all troop here. We started out with my father, he's gone now. We continue it up to this day. Every Sunday lunch we're here. And please imagine that there are 27 grandchildren, 47 great-grandchildren. I encourage families to do that, to get together at a given date, to bond, to share values. This way you keep the family values intact.
Nothing shapes us more deeply than our families, and with New Manila's conducive home environment, it's no surprise that more and more Filipinos are calling it home, creating their own heritage to be passed on to the next generation. This has been Stephanie Zubiri for Homes of Heritage. To know more about spacious living, visit the SkyVillas showroom at 1 Balete Drive, corner N. Domingo Street, New Manila, Quezon City, or call 416-8686.